Hey, what's up, guys? It's Chris here from Starting Over Daily. Welcome back to the channel. Lately, I just been, thinking about these days, and I never really used to appreciate these quiet days before, but I'm learning to appreciate them a lot more since after having my heart attack. So yeah, before my heart attack, I was just kind of always a busybody, just hustle and bustle and just work and just home. And even on my days off, I was stressing about, you know, uh, always trying to do something. I never really just kick back and relax and just enjoy the time that I have off to do things that I enjoy doing. Like today, I'm gonna try out this new recipe. My family and I, we like to eat this Korean pancake. It's called pajong. I've tried it before, but I'm gonna kind of switch up the ingredients today. Just throw some vegetables in there and see how it turns out. So I got some green onions here. Oh, by the way, I hope everybody is having an awesome day. Today is Friday where I'm at. It's my day off. So I'm just chilling, just relaxing. And yeah, I had my routine breakfast today. Just my normal yogurt and other things. But I'm going to try to mix it up for lunch today. And do some vegetable pancake. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying that, just going through, the normal motion and just being present, it's starting to change up a little bit. And what I mean by that is, after the heart attack, I started realizing that I used to just overlook a lot of things and not really pay no mind to it. And what I mean by that is just slowing down, like really slow down and enjoy peace and quiet. I think when you go through something life-changing, your perspective really shifts, and you kind of just think about what's in store for you for the future. Prior to my heart attack, I did have some pretty tragic accidents in my life growing up, and one of them being a car accident. And it actually happened on my oldest brother's birthday, August 21, 2003, I believe it was. My wife now, we actually had dinner at this Italian restaurant, and we went to pick up my buddy's car. It was parked on my house, so we ended up picking up his car, and we were gonna head back to my wife's house and just have a little, what do they call it nowadays, a nightcap. So we had we took the car, we picked up the car, and being, of course, we're all young. We were probably we had just graduated high school actually, and we're just driving down the street, and we were side by side on the road, and we didn't see this car, just turning left, and so we were coming down the road. My car was here, my buddy's car was here, and this car in this lane was kind of turning here, and so he kind of just missed my wife's car, and then me and my buddy were in this car. So he turned and we boom, we T-boned him. Right, but I mean, everybody was okay. It was my mom's car at the time, and I felt really bad because my mom's car got, totaled, airbags deployed. It was a Toyota Corolla, and the airbags got deployed, so car was totaled. Everybody was okay, and luckily, the other driver of that car, I mean, I pray for him, but he was just high up in the clouds, if you catch my drift. Super high, and he got out of the car, and he was looking around. He was looking for a pouch. He was looking for a pouch that he was wearing. He wasn't even worried about his well-being. He wasn't even worried about his life at that moment. He was just focused on finding what he was wearing around his waist, and maybe it was his pot of gold or whatever it was. But yeah, just thinking back on that after having a heart attack, and then just kind of looking back at my life and all the prior close to near-death experiences in my life, I kind of just think about all of those things, and it makes me even more grateful to be here today. And then later on, I went through another experience. This was, I believe, I want to say 2006 or 7 maybe. Yeah, first job. I was working at a subcontracting company with my dad, electrical company, and we were responsible for these electrical substations, and we were laying underground wires. And it just so happened that my dad was the inspector general for the electrical company at that time, for a power company in Guam. And I was working with my coworker. We were outside in the substation laying underground wires and whatnot. So I told my coworker, I was like, hey man, my dad's here. I'm just gonna go inside to the substation and just go and say hello. I mean, mind you, we were having a good day, right? So imagine, if you don't really know what a substation is, it looks like those buildings that are fenced in. It's got all these like thick wires. This is where all the power comes from, and all the power is transferred to different parts of your city or whatever. But anyway, my dad, right, he showed up, and mind you, let me put this in the setting here. So in the morning we had a good time. I brought in my Bose to work, and we were just kind of, we had Michael Jackson going on the radio on the Bose. Everybody was dancing, smiling, having a good time, so it's like best time ever, right? So now, as I'm walking to see my dad, out of nowhere, right? I'm walking, substation is over here. I'm walking now. This area to my right, just imagine like these big old barrels of containers, oil looking like things, 55-gallon drums, just explodes. And mind you, inside these barrels are industrial oil that is burning at 700 degrees Fahrenheit and greater. So yeah, so I'm running. So now, I don't know where, boom, all this oil just comes out of the top. And luckily I'm wearing a hard hat, and I'm wearing a short sleeve t-shirt because it's a hot day in Guam. Whole barrels of oil just kind of exploded on top of my head. And so now I'm on fire. So from here all the way down, both sides of my arms, part of my back, my face got a little flash burn. And now I'm on fire, man. So, of course, just being fresh out of high school, you go through all these disaster awareness training. So I'm thinking, oh man, I'm on fire. Stop, drop, and roll. So now I'm running out to the grass area to kind of just extinguish myself because I am on fire. Like, no joke, man. I'm just burning up. And I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there's this little line. Should be like a little line here somewhere where it's two-tone color. Yeah, right here. That's where I got burned. You can see it. It's like right here. Yeah, right there. So yeah, I was burned up really bad. And you know, the weird thing about it, or the crazy thing about this, was I was rolling next to more barrels of oil. Imagine that. So now I'm rolling around in the grass because I'm on fire, and I'm rolling next to more barrels of oil. And I'm thinking to myself, like, dang, if this thing catches fire, I'll be more on fire. But luckily, you know, I started crawling on my elbows, trying to get away from this burning barrels of oil. But yeah, as I'm crawling away, I mean, my skin kind of just looked like it was like hanging off my bones, like this, just crawling. So imagine like you're crawling away, and I'm looking at my skin. I'm just like, holy wow, right? And that's the only thing I can remember. After that, it all went blank. My brother at that time also, he worked at the same company with my dad. So he was actually pulling in to the substation, and saw the whole thing on fire, which is crazy. So he like kind of, I remember him just being outraged and just mad because the reason for that accident fell within the responsibility, I guess, of his department, and that explosion should have never happened. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. And you know the ironic thing about that little story is when I graduated high school, our graduation song was called Crash and Burn. And you know, when I was in the hospital, it dawned on me, and I was just thinking about that. And I told my wife now, you know, at that time, I said, you know what's crazy? I said, thinking about sorry, excuse me, thinking about my accident, and then thinking about what happened, and then just that song just replaying in my head. It was a song by Savage Garden called Crash and Burn. So, you know, within 2 or 3 years after we had graduated, I crashed my mom's car, and then I literally burned in that substation. Burned myself. But yeah, I mean, that was a long time ago. So I mean, don't be cracking jokes and start calling me crispy now, all right? Because I mean, I won't be mad. But yeah, that's my little inside joke for myself, just to kind of get over that traumatic event that happened to me. But yeah, to sum it all up, man, and everyone, it's just I'm really glad to be here, and that's what really makes me happy, is just kind of thinking about what happened and then where I am today. Gave me just a better perspective on life itself. So that's my story there, and that's what kind of brings me to appreciating these little days where, you know, I can just do what I like to do and just talk to you guys about my life story and what got me here today. But yeah, I hope that story wasn't too drastic, but that's a little bit part of my past, which kind of helped shape where I am today, and just kind of made me look at life, you know, in a different perspective, per se. And you know, it made me realize that yes, life is very, very precious. We aren't granted tomorrow. We aren't, we're not guaranteed anything really. The only thing we can guarantee is what's in front of you. You can't guarantee tomorrow. I mean, I am a strong believer in Christ. And of course, I always put my hands in Him, and my destiny lies in Him. But, it's just the not knowing of what can happen to you at any given moment, which is very scary. But if you put your faith in, your believer, then everything will fall into place, and you'll just kind of be almost happy or at peace with everything that you do. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to read this recipe real quick. But yeah, this channel is pretty much, me just documenting life as it is right now, in the now. And it's nothing crazy. I'm not perfect. I'm just a normal person. Just trying to share my experiences, share my stories. And the main key takeaways is, just try to live your life the best you can. Something bad doesn't have to happen to you for you to realize that you need to live your life at its fullest potential. But the sad part for me is it had to take me to have a heart attack to realize that, and I'm glad it did, because now I just appreciate everything. Well, that's what I got for today. And when I reflect on it, I think when you go through something life-changing, your perspective shifts, and at least mine did. It really shift to better help me enjoy life. Let me turn this thing off before I get burned again. But yeah, so I used to think about that, just to be more appreciative of life. And other than that, I'm just gonna continue enjoying this peaceful day here on my day off. Get some of this lunch going. Yeah, my wife will be off in a minute, so we're gonna have a nice little sit-down lunch date here. A little healthy Korean-style pancake with vegetables in it. I still gotta cut up the carrots and the other vegetables. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and thanks for joining me. And stay tuned on my future journey. If you know anybody that can benefit from this video, like it, share it, and just pass the good word on, and just keep on moving life forward. Y'all have an awesome day. This is Chris from Starting Over Daily. Have an awesome day. Peace out.